Morning, let's go find that 659 and 2.4. That 659 seemed like she was bagging up yesterday, so with any luck, she'll calve within a couple days here. Kick off the morning this way, and then we'll jump right back on the old stagger and go seeding. Oh, look at that. They're both right here by the dugout. 659 and 2.4. No calf, but she is bagging up though. You can see 659 now is bagging up. Hey cow, what do you think? Starting to. And 2.4 is just hanging out over there, chewing her cud. Well, that's all I needed to see. Now where'd we leave off with this thing? I think we're ready just to jump in and go start seeding, because remember we're gonna seed till the seed compartment is empty. See how many acres are left, and then gauge it from there. So I'm not gonna fill it top up or nothing right now, and it will be one more quick little fill of seed, barley, and that'll be it. Clean out the air cart and get this thing moved down to the in-laws here. Probably not today, but I almost forgot. I got a phone XL56. I'm gonna phone and see if I just get see if I can still get a new hydraulic cylinder for this thing, or what's the deal. I don't know if that can be fixed right there. I don't think that's seals. That's something going on. The seals are inside for that part. This might be hooped. I don't know. Make some phone calls here. Let's check some hoses. Let's go. We're all the way on down that row. Yep. All the way on this row. Yep. How about the back row? Looks good to me. Let's roll. Well, we're on the last round. How do you guys do your headland? You go all the way around the field as many times as you need to have enough room to turn around at the end of each pass? Or do you just go around, make one round, and then go on the ends back and forth to give yourself enough room to turn around? And then start on the other end of the field and work your way over there and back? Or how do you do it? This was wet when I sprayed it. You can see the little bit of a rut there. I don't know how this is going to go with the drill. We're not right full, so we might be okay. Tires aren't even that wet. Oh yeah, we're gonna pull right through it now. Perfect. Oh crap! I think I've been seeding one whole pass. I don't know, I gotta go dig in the dirt and see where there's seed. I gotta get work lights in this air cart. Looking from the seat right here, looks like I can see the seed flowing into the metering auger there. Turns out it was not seed, it was just the way the shininess of the one sidewall was. Oh man, I've been seeding away and there's not even seed in there. Check it out. See if it shows up for you guys. So if you see right here, see that different color? Whoops. I thought that was the seed flowing down, but it's actually not. If you look close, you can see that bar. Whoops. You can see that bar inside the cart, or inside the tank there. So I can clearly see the fertilizer in that one. You can clearly see where the fertilizer is on that little tank. That's just the 30 bushel tank. Well, let's climb up the top of the air cart, open that seed compartment just to double check, make sure it is empty. I know it is. Oh man, so I did that pass for sure, and maybe even the pass before it yet. Well, once we get this field done, I'm gonna hold off moving down to the in-laws. We're gonna put some work lights inside this tank. Oh, there is seed in there. Oh, good. Oh, thank God. That is weird. Huh, I thought it was empty. Oh, that's a relief. Let's clean this lens off again. Oh, I can't reach it from here. Now I gotta crawl right in there. But let's clean the lens off and see if there's any difference. Oh, a little chilly out there today. The wind is cool. So look at the difference I want to show you guys. I left the lid open on tank 4 there, the seed compartment. Look at the difference when the natural light is in there versus the other tanks with the lids closed. Look at this. Look at that difference, hey? You can clearly see the seed versus the sidewalls. The fertilizer is not so bad in tank 3 there. You can clearly see that. That tank 1 on the edges here are just hard to see because just the way I got it, because I needed to see tank 3 and 4 the most. Tank 1 and 2 are not going to run out. I'll have enough to do this whole field. So that's why I got the configuration set up like this, but go like that. You can clearly see where the fertilizer is there. Probably just because it's a smaller tank and the camera's not so far away from the metering auger. Like, that's so nice to look at. You can clearly see. Oh, I thought I ran out of seed. Thank God. Okay, I'll go close the lid. We will keep seeding, I guess, till that's right empty. Wonder how long the battery would last if we just duct tape this right inside the tank. And just buy 3 more of these things and just turn them on at the beginning of the day. Wonder how long the battery would last. Probably not very long. Okay, I think the seed is just about basically just before that orange. But let's jump out, double check, and we'll seed a little bit back this way because the gate's kind of over there anyway to get back out of the field. And we'll just wing up, go to the bin yard, and fill there again. But yeah, this is ridiculous. What's the point of having a camera when you got to jump out and double check? I'm pretty sure it's just about to run into that orange, spray painted orange spot I got in there. Let's jump out and go check. As soon as I jumped out of the tractor, I seen this. What would that be for? That's an old railway spike welded onto a piece of rebar. It's like a homemade hammer or something. Huh. It's kind of neat. Man, it's getting drier by the hour out here too. Like, this is... Well, I guess there is moisture there, but wow, it's drying up fast. See if we can find a seed in there. Where the hell's the barley seed? Using your gloves isn't the best, I know, but what the heck? Haven't found one yet. I just see one. Oh, there's one. Yeah. I mean, it's in the moisture, but dang. It's getting pretty dry, and it's going to get dry fast. There's no rain in the 2-week forecast here on the Weather Network. So with this sun shining, wind blowing, 2 more weeks of that, it'll be dried right up. Anyway, let's go double check this tank. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Just a little bit left in there. Okay, I can sort of see it on the camera. So, we'll seed for a little ways till I think I'm empty, and then we'll go fill up. Yeah, this seed rate's out to lunch too, by the way. We seeded that 41 acres. And we're already at 50. Let's go check the monitor. Yeah, 51 acres in this field, plus the 41, 92 acres. That's doesn't add up. If that, like I had that seed tank right full to the brim, it says 205 bushels is what that tank holds. And I'm seeding supposed to be 130 pounds an acre of barley. I set it a little higher, somewhere in the middle, right? I was always told 2.5 to 3, somewhere there. I set it there so that if it's out one way or another, you're still okay. Hell, I know we used to seed barley at 1.5 bushels an acre, so I don't know. Either way, it's not putting on 130 pounds, it's putting on less. So yeah, if I did the math right, we're only putting on about 2.4 bushels to the acre is what it equaled out to be by seeding this many acres with what was in that tank full. I mean, it'll still grow a crop. I'm not that worried about it, but I also want it so that when I set it at 130 pounds an acre, it puts down 130 pounds an acre, not 108 or whatever it actually was. Huh. Well, that's why they call them the meat grinder metering augers, I guess, eh? The most inaccurate metering system out there. We won't be able to seed for very long going this way, but it don't matter because we got to drive this direction to get out the gate that way anyway. So we'll just keep a close eye on the camera and stop when I think it's empty. Now you can pretty well see that orange, the different dark color towards the top of the cone, kind of. I know it's really shaky, but oh, yeah, we're empty. You can almost see the auger there. Oh, we didn't see it very long at all. Oh well. Oh, let's go fill up. Well, I think there's enough barley in here to finish seeding that field. We might even have too much in the peak. If I did the math right, we're going to need about 120 more bushels of barley to finish that field. What do you think is in here? Think that's 120 at least? Because last time, or yesterday, we loaded the first go around was not even 200. Maybe it's not as much as I think. But if that back tank holds 205 right to the lid, and we need 120, that's just over half full, right? Okay, let's get the feed in place. We'll just gauge it till we think we're about half full in there. I don't know. How much is that, you think? I bet you that's about half right there. It's hard to tell with the shape of those tanks, eh? I don't know. Well, the trailer's almost out. Well, it don't really matter which way we do it, I guess. Well, I think that's way too much seed, but it is what it is now. We'll have enough to finish anyways, and there was a little bit of fertilizer left. This tank was right empty. I'm putting that down the seed row, a few pounds down the seed row, so I topped her up right up. And there was still a little bit left in the trailer, so may as well put her all in here. Well, man, we should just wing up every time to check hoses. It's way easier. Let's go, look at the net wrap on the shanks there. Anyway, Hoses all look good. Let's go back to that field and finish her off, I guess. And see how much barley we got left over. I know we're gonna have fertilizer left over, but that's okay. We'll go drive around the pasture where the cows are gonna be at home here all summer. We'll go drive around that pasture and give her a little fertilizer for them. They sure like that fertilized grass, I tell you. Like sometimes I'll put the mid-row banders in the ground, leave the shanks up in the air, your seed shanks up in the air, blow a little bit on top through the seed shanks, and put some through the mid-row banders in the ground, like slicing the ground open a bit. And you can just see the nice dark green lines where the mid-row banders went. And you can just see where the cows graze that dark green line all summer. It's crazy. Anyway, let's go. Well, that's where that water was laying. You can see the sprayer rut went around it a little bit. There's no water there now. I wonder if it's too wet to good. The wing's going to be in the most of it. Well, no, next pass back that way. The tractor's going to be right in the middle of it. Ooh, the back tire is wet a little. Yikes. But it's really short, so we might pull through there. We're going to find out anyway. Well, here's that wet spot. See the sprayer ruts? I don't know. I think I might notch up a gear and just kind of try to zip through it a little quicker and get to the other side, dry ground, and it might work. Here we go. Oh yeah, I think we got her. We're slipping. What's the slip? I'm gonna make some ruts with the drill and cart, but oh, put a gear down. Oh, I didn't see the slip. But we made her. Right on. Well, that's good. I'm glad I kind of seeded through that. It'll dry out really good now. And then when the land roller hits it, it'll smoothen out those ruts a little bit anyway. And then it'll be good to go. The young guy come out after school to do some more land rolling. He's over in the field trying to get it into field mode, and it just won't lock in for him. First time he's trying to put it in field mode, so I'm going to rip over there and see what's going on. That one wing of the land roller just wouldn't fold out for him or whatever. It just kept, like both wings kept following each other when he was trying to get it to fold out, you know. He's had trouble getting both to fold out the opposite way. We got her though. So I got a comment today from a guy asking, why do you seed your cereals east and west and your canola north and south? Well, pretty simple, really minor reasons why I do that. And here it is. It's because we seed the cereals east and west because, well, that's what I was always taught. If you seed your cereals north and south, that sun beads down in between those rows that much more and dries it out that much quicker. With your cereals being seeded east and west, it just doesn't dry it out as quick because there's a little bit of shade on the other side of it, right? I mean, we're talking minimal difference probably, but that's just what I was taught. And then when I was swathing canola, I was always taught to swath it east and west because wind blowing, right? So you seeded your cereals east and west, and you seed your canola east and west. Everything's going east and west. Your equipment's going up and down the field the same direction all the time. I found you would almost get like grooves in the field, ever so slightly, but so then when I started straight cutting canola, I thought, well, we don't have to seed canola east and west anymore because we're not swathing it. I'll start seeding canola north and south to go across the cereals now that we're straight cutting canola. And then it'll just alternate, you know, every year you're going different direction. So then when you combine your cereals, whatever it is, your when you chop the straw, you know, you harrow it, yeah. But then when you seed your your canola the next year, you're going right across those swaths that you chopped, and it all helps to just spread that around and just makes the field look better to me. I don't know. And it's not rough when I'm going directly across the furrows, since I seeded this canola north and south last year, since I heavy harrowed it at an angle, right? It all works together and spreading everything around and keeping it nice and smooth. And that's field permitting too, right? Like those rectangle fields that are really long east and west, well, no, I don't see those north and south. You're busy going back and forth, turning around how many times. That wastes too much time. If anything, just go a little off kilter the next time you seed it, right? Combine it, whatever. You can do that all the time, I guess, if you want it, but I alternate east and west on the cereals and the north and south on the canola, and it just seems to work good. Well, we just got a sliver left of the malt, and then she's in. We'll have to clean out that seed out of that compartment again. We're going to have lots left over. Hang on. You see the line there? You're going to have lots of seed left in there. So, try to figure something out to do with it. Put her back in the bin, or maybe it'll fit in the feed box and I'll just feed it out. We'll see how much is in there once we're done. Well, let's wing up. Go back to the bale yard, bin yard, whatever. Get this barley out of there. Let's stop and take a look in the feed box. See how much room is in there. If there's less in that compartment than I think, maybe it'll fit in the feed box. We'll just feed it out to the calves that way. It's whole, but that little bit won't matter. Mixed in with the oats that are in there, it'll be fine. There's quite a bit of room in here. I don't know. We'll see how much is in there. There's quite a bit in there. I don't think that'll fit all in the feed box, but we'll put what we can in the feed box, because I'm not setting up a swing auger for that little bit. How much fertilizer we got left? Not a whole bunch in that compartment, actually. How about in the big tank? There's a bit left in there. We'll go spread that on some grass. Yeah, we'll go empty out the rest of this fertilizer on the pasture over there, where I fed the cows all winter. That's where they're going to be most of the summer. You know, they're in this field right now for we calved them, but we'll brand them at the end of the month here, and then truck them, most of them out to pasture. Other pastures we got way out, and the ones that stay at home get moved over there. So we'll put some fertilizer over there. But yeah, I don't think this will all fit in the feed box, but whatever's left, I don't think will be much. And whatever's left, it could probably fit in a few Rubbermaids or something. I think that'll be the easiest. Just use the 8-inch load auger, put it underneath the cart there, and walk back at the feed box truck, zip it over here, load it up. I just realized I haven't given the calves their oats for the day. So that'll be a few more pails out of that feed box. I think most of that in the cart will fit in the feed box. So the few dollars we're gonna feed it out, like, you know, giving them clean seed barley. It's not worth the extra time to set up the swing auger and unload it into the peat. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. Another idea, let's bring this feed box out to the cows, trickle a little bit of oats for these girls. Quite a bit of oats, since there's 60 whatever of them in here. That'll empty it out even more, and then all that barley should fit no problem. Let's trickle some out. Ooh, windy. Close the windows. Oats dust is itchy too. We'll just leave little tiny piles throughout here and they'll find it. Cow's way up on the hill there. Same way out there, we should zip over there and give them some too. How close did I get to the... Oh, it's about perfect height. Right on. And that air conditioning just is not working the way it should. Today it's not very warm. I mean, the sun's warm, but I could probably wear a... Well, I know I would need a bunny hug walking around outside all day. Like, it's cool. But sitting inside the cab of the Stagger with the sun shining, right, it was warm, so the AC had to be on. But I still had to take my sweater off. It was... I wonder if when I added one can to the system, that just wasn't enough. I wonder if I should add a couple more, 3 more or something. Maybe it's really low on refrigerant. I don't know, but either way, it's not working the way it should. Okay, well, let's see how this is going to work out. We're right in the middle of the feed box with the auger. Let's kick her in. Fire up this auger. Perfect! Feed box is only about half full. Let's see how much is in here. Not very much after I jumped off and ran back to the cart. Oh yeah, see? Perfect. Yeah, that's the one nice thing about not treating seed. I wouldn't have done that if I had treated wheat in there before, and I didn't. And obviously the barley was not treated either. It's just easier to deal with when you got too much left over like that. Could have put it back in the bin or whatever, and I don't have designated bins for treated seed. So could have put it in a mini bulk and stored it till next spring. But I have nowhere to store it under a roof so that mice can't really get at it, right? So it just, yeah, that'll work the best. Cows were sure not upset that I went and took them a bunch of oats, so. Okay, we'll put this auger back. Or actually, let me think. No, it's got to go under the wheat bin now. No, wait. We needed to empty that mini bulk back into the peat. Once we get the peat trailer, clean all that barley out of there, we can do that. We'll have to get the barley out of the hopper. I never really cleaned it out. There's not much in there anyway. There's not even a pail worth in there. Speaking of pails, I got a pail in my truck. We'll dump it in the pail and give that to the cows later on. Ooh, missed that one. Sun was in my eyes. Whoa, where are we going? We'll bring the auger out in the open. Dump that hopper in this pail. Do you want to climb in the tank there and sweep out whatever barley kernels are left? No? Okay. Got her. Okay, now what we'll do is, yeah, well first we'll grab the leaf blower, blow out around that auger and the little metering auger for this tank where the barley was. Blow out whatever's left in there. Then we'll go to that pasture. There's not a lot of fertilizer left either. We'll go to that pasture, empty the cart right out, because it's the 30-mile move from here. too carnal. Let's go. We gotta open one of those great big gates and then go through a second barbed wire gate to get to that pasture. And we'll go empty out the rest of this fertilizer. Oh, and by the way, I never did adjust the angle of that camera in the seed tank there. Just changed it from up top, moved it down as far as it would go, as far as the cord would reach. And it just happened to point right at the metering auger. So that worked out pretty well. Perfect. Okay, close this big friggin' 45-foot friggin' gate. The next gate's easy though. It's only 20 feet or whatever, 25 feet. Last gate to close. Yeah, we're not gonna do headland or anything. We'll set the GPS auto steer straight back and forth and just empty out the cart. Too hard on those mid-row banders and whatever turning in grass like that. We're just doing this to empty out the cart, that's all. Look at that, the grass is starting to grow, I think. It's good. There's gonna be quite a few cows in here this summer. A few more than I kind of wanted, but another reason why I want to put some fertilizer down in here. So this field sustains them all summer. And if it doesn't, they'll have to come back over to here where they are right now. I don't want to do that because then if I overgraze that this summer, there won't be nothing for them to graze next spring when we calve. So you gotta kind of plan things a little bit. Okay, let's close this gate. And we are fertilizing some grass. And what I did is lock up the seed shanks so they stay up in the air, and just the mid-row banders are in the ground. I do it every spring actually, just to empty out the cart kind of thing, and it works out pretty good. Because broadcasting granular fertilizer right now, I don't know if that'd be a very good idea. It's so dry. Maybe earlier on when it was nice and wet. But now I don't know if it would do much. That's kind of why I'm putting it down the mid-row banders to put it right in the ground. And we'll come back this summer and you'll see the dark green lines where the mid-row banders went. You can clearly see it. I'm not sure how close it'll be, but the monitor is showing like 28 acres worth of fertilizer at the rate we're doing now. Well, I was going to ramp that up a little. Well, I guess it don't matter. We'll put down whatever that is per acre. 100 would be like 150 or so down the mid-row banders. 30 acres would be like, yeah, it'll get a good portion of this right here. Okay, now we turn around. We're going back the other way, right beside our pass we just made. A little hard to see where we left off, though. Hey, you can kind of see marks there, right in the middle of the screen. But sorta, kinda. See those lines? Not really. So I strike this field out at going north and south, putting this fertilizer on the grass. One thing I like about going north and south is the sun's never right in your face. You're never going right towards the sun, right? I like that. There's the hired man land rolling way out there. Where'd he go? There he is. See him? Just about done by the looks of it. Oh, tank 2 is just about empty. You see it there? Oh, that big compartment's just about empty there. Well, that's got her. The cart is right empty. We're back in the bale yard here. The big 30-mile move to the in-laws, not tomorrow, but the next few days anyway. There's a few things I want to do to the drill before I take it down there though, so a few small repairs and stuff, and then the big move. And it's home time. And if you've watched the video right to this point, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.